Absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And you're gifted, all right. What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead and make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize it. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him on wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah, a couple.
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the June 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, streaming worldwide and booming across the warm and overcast cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, actually he's not quite here yet, our Kenosha Today Director of Cybersecurity, the master of protecting us from all the enemies of the world. Elmo Snyder is apparently in transit. We're not sure where he's at, or if he's been captured, or exactly what's going on with him. But maybe he'll just be a late arrival. And back for another encore performance, the master of being my spiritual advisor, a true man of the cloth, the Honorable Father Marcus joins us here at Our Lady of the Gas Trolley this morning. Father, welcome.
Good morning.
Do we have a message of hope and inspiration today?
No, but I was thinking of calling the Kenosha's Finest and see if we could get an all-points bulletin to find Elmo.
Kenosha's Finest? Who would that be?
The police department.
Oh, those guys. Those fine gentlemen. As always, with us this morning, our video coordinator, the master of being politically incorrect, Spider Ronnie. The camera dude joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Spider, you got a message today?
Present. Nope. I'm just here. I'm just present.
Well, what kind of message is that?
There isn't it.
Hey, at least he showed up.
If we want somebody to tank it for us today, we've got a couple callers that we can rely on for that.
He could have been out getting a root canal. He's here.
Yeah. And or the Preparation H convention. Like Denison, what's her name? What a lame excuse. And engineering the Kenosha Trolley Ride this morning, the king of handling all my hate mail, Wacky Wayne, joins us this morning, looking all warm and fuzzy. Wayne,
always warm and fuzzy.
I see the a little growth coming here on the old chin again.
That's laziness just showing its way through. Oh. You know, there's a lot of effort to put into shaving. I ain't got it. I mean, I see you do it every day, or at least every Saturday before you come in.
Every Friday. I shave about twice a week.
Twice a week, yeah. I don't even have that in me.
Doesn't your wife get on you?
Nah.
She doesn't call you a lazy, worthless bump?
No, because I'm always working, so I don't make time to go shave.
How about this, Mark? Calling him a worthless, lazy bum. You wait till you're married a few years.
Yeah, right. It'll come around.
She'll pick up the pace.
Yeah, that'll be a term of endearment.
Yeah, you'll be lucky.
Things to look forward to.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are always here with the words of wisdom and happy thoughts.
That's
Thank
our
you.
message of hope and inspiration.
Yeah. You lazy bum. Yeah. Notes to live by.
But when you find your clothes in the parkway and maybe cut up, then it's worthless, and then some profanity slips out.
Right.
Boy, it's the only time the wife will use the lawnmower. Right. When she's got your clothes in the front yard.
Yeah, mulching.
Mulching.
You know, a friend of mine, he got caught in a bad position with this gal, and so Wisconsin being a community property state, she took all his clothes and cut them all in half and put them in the parkway. So that's just...
But only half of them?
Well, I don't know what you did with the other half.
All right.
Once again this week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Bjorn's Clothing, located in...
You're in here.
Downtown Kenosha, offering the biggest selection of men's suits in all of southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois, starting at only $179, which includes the shirt, the tie, the belt, a pair of socks, starting at about 34, and they go way up huge to about 60. That'd be like huge. Huge. And you can find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Last week's or 2 weeks' secret word was geese, or we would have taken goose, but nobody won that, which you had no winners. Apparently no one in the Kenosha Today Nation. You know, sometimes this show can be too intense for some of our listeners.
Very cerebral.
Cerebral. Oh, boy, there's a college term. But we have a secret word today that was well thought out, and so you can win a $25 gift certificate to Mike Bjorn's Clothing. And the Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected the secret word. And, again, you're going to win a $25 gift certificate. Coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, written in our home office during a Kenosha Today production meeting. Oh, we had a heck of a time. We just packed them in there, getting silly with Scotty yesterday afternoon. The top 10, here's the top 10 thought-provoking categories for this week. The top 10 exciting things to do in Kenosha this summer. I've got a list of some of the highlights.
Only 10?
Well, these are our...
The top 10.
Wayne,
okay.
Focus. This is why we call it the top 10.
The top 10, okay.
There's
it's not only 10.
Many more.
Okay, there were many more.
Thank you for...
We had to pare it down to 10. Okay.
That's the name, the top 10.
Right. I'm just making sure.
This took weeks to collect this. I mean, voting, all kinds of stuff. I got a question about downtown Kenosha.
Sure.
Why is it that they had to remove all the trees and the streetlights on the side that they're working on?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. And
it totally changed the look. I mean, right now that side looks terrible.
Trees are going in pots.
Yeah, but you know what? This whole thing. Anybody's got a question? 262-694-1050. That changed that whole look. It looks like downtown Baghdad now.
Yeah, it does. The side that still has the trees looks great. And once they remove those trees, those buildings...
They're going to remove the other ones, too.
I know.
I thought that, you know, I think this project, you know, they're going to redo the road, and then they're also redoing the sidewalks. And they cut the trees down, and they also cut those... the
light posts.
Street lights.
Yeah.
That we had to go...
You would think somebody would have had a bid that would have used the existing stuff. So if I looked at a bid and it said, tear down the trees and the streetlights, I'd have said, okay, next bid.
Well, I don't know who decided to eliminate the... I remember when they put that in 25 years ago, maybe Bjorn can call us, when they had the historic people, I don't know if it was the Astro Historic Society, but they had to go out and match perfectly the streetlights, lampposts from 1920 or something. We did it. Now we're cutting them and using them for scrap metal.
I can use one for my backyard.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say what a wonderful show you did last week for Memorial Day. It was very touching.
Well, thanks,
very
Shirley.
good
We had a couple minor little issues, and if you want, as long as you brought that up, we had some calls, and we apologize. Somehow we weren't able to patch those through and take them. So if anybody's listening this morning, and if you have a call, we can never salute our veterans enough. So you can give us a call, and if you have a salute or a tribute shout out to a person, a family member, friend, or whatever, we'll take those today too. Do you have a shout out for a veteran there, Shirley?
I just want to thank everybody, all the vets. That's all. Just thank them all from the bottom of my heart. We couldn't be doing what we're doing without them.
Well, that's true. Do you know I was a veteran, or am a veteran?
You were.
Does that surprise you, Shirley?
Thank you, Dick Nixon. By the way, this is what's probably going to shock you. I was on our side.
And now sit down, Shirley. He got an honorable discharge.
I discharged, too, which is...
Did you? Oh, good for you.
It was the last time he was called honorable.
That was the last time I was called honorable. Hey, some articles that in the paper that over the last 2 weeks in Jacksonville, Oregon, it's a little sleepy corner of Oregon. They're starting their own winery after successful high-powered wine businesses, and they're going to switch from making wine to pot.
Really?
branching out into marijuana farming. And also in Madison, Republicans joined effort to loosen pot laws. It's a kind of a bipartisan to loosen the penalties for possessing small amounts of marijuana in Wisconsin. And then also in the state of Wisconsin is looking into two stores for selling synthetic marijuana products disguised as potpourri and incense. So this could expand your business.
Oh, it sounds good to me. Wow, that sounds very good.
So what do you just...
Potpourri, yeah.
Tomato, and incense.
I know.
You know.
And can I say this? I'd like to know what they're doing and why they're doing it. They're downtown.
Well, that's a good question. We're going to wait for some. You know, the unfortunate problem was, and I talked to Mike Bjorn, they weren't notified that they were going to do this project until Thursday before. So they had 3 days to try to figure out something to do with parking and signage and maybe helping it out. Nobody had any inkling that they were going to take the trees down. And I know they asked, and especially they could have easily removed those light posts. But no, they cut them down, which is beyond stupid, I guess.
Oh. I can't understand the whole thing. It looks like a war zone.
Well, I can understand the resurfacing of 6th Avenue and taking out those bump outs or bulbs, whatever they call them, because then they can get back another 14 parking spots. I can understand that. Everybody's, in agreement. But taking down those trees, they could have figured out a different way to do that. And now 25.
Those poor trees. I don't know.
It was really beautiful down there.
Understand it.
The street lights, the main part of the street lights, can be switched to a new pole because they come apart.
Okay, up the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they separate them, and you can pull off the big globes and stuff like that. And
well, I hope they have intentions to doing that.
I hope so too.
Because we spent.
Otherwise, they'll sit in a warehouse somewhere for the next 40 years until they
auction them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
right.
Until the warehouse burns down and they lose them or something.
Hey, the velodrome has been restriped.
Yeah, I saw that.
$17,000 there.
Holy crap.
That's. I was over there watching the paint dry the other afternoon. Boy, that was an exciting day.
You missed out on that contract.
Yeah, right. So we'll see if they're going to have a...
Of course, sometimes walking that straight line is a little difficult for you.
Rededication ceremony is set for June 13th. That's probably a week from next week, I think. Not this week, but the week after at 5:30. And, well, we're going to be out there. We've been practicing the wave for well over a year now. So we got our group. The Kenosha Today Nations will be represented, so...
Good.
Anyway, Shirley.
I just wish somebody, because all my neighbors, we've been all talking, and we just can't understand why they did what they did downtown. I wish somebody could explain it to us.
Well, we'll see if anybody's listening out there in the Kenosha State Nation this morning, and maybe we'll get an answer for you.
I hope so.
All right, dear.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wayne, good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hi, how's it going, Scott?
Oh, fine, Dennis.
Yeah, I'm very sorry that we didn't make the picnic last week.
Oh, we didn't have a picnic. Didn't we call and canceled it?
Oh, when Nancy emailed...
Oh, no, you misunderstood. She was invited. You were canceled. Sorry, I misunderstood. Did I leave that out?
Oh, hold on.
Are you there? What happened there?
I don't know.
Sorry about that, Dennis.
All right, sorry, we had a little
Shirley's
snap.
line is still open.
Yeah, Sterling Shine. Boy, you don't want to compete with her. So what's new?
And I wanted to add something from your show last week. Like Shirley said, it was a really great show, and I was trying to call in to give a couple tributes. Number one, my Uncle Frank, who died in Italy. He was in the back of a troop truck that got strafed by a Messerschmitt, and he was the only guy in the back of the truck that got killed.
Oh.
And it was like a scene from probably the way I picture it from Saving Private Ryan, because my grandmother they came to the door and told her about it, and she had a stroke, and it was never the same after that.
Yeah, those were not easy times when did you see the chaplain or an officer come to your door. They're not, you knew what they're there for, right?
Oh yeah, it was devastating, I'm sure. And then one gentleman who was a really great guy, I met him, but I never got to know him well, but after talking to my cousin who knew him, his name was Roby Swanson from Racine. He just passed away last week. He was a Vietnam vet and a real great guy, and I wanted to add in tribute to him.
I think in the interviews that we had last week, I think I read someplace where we're losing somewhere around 1,300. I think it's World War II vets every day. Well, they're all in their 90s. And,
right.
And the same unfortunate thing, I don't know if the numbers are that large with the Vietnam era, but it's never easy, and you know what? We applaud them, and we thank them, and we salute them.
If you ever want to see something really cool, go up to the airport when they bring back the honor flight.
I've done that.
Oh, really?
For the honor flight. It's great for the honor flight. It is.
Yeah. When is that? Do you have any information on that?
Mitchell, they do it at Mitchell Airport on Saturday nights. You've got to find out what Saturday night it is. They have different times scheduled. I don't think it's every Saturday night, but I think if you called Mitchell and tried to find out, it's on a Saturday night they do it.
I get the notifications because I'm in the Patriot Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to, if any of our listeners know the exact time,
you can come with and hold the flag and stand in the flag line if you want. Then.
Hey, Dennis, I got this card I got that was it had my address, but it says what's her name, so I assume this was for Nancy. It says, our records indicate you are missing an important vaccine that may help protect you against certain harmful diseases. Please schedule an appointment with your doctor today. This postcard is being sent to you by our health clinic or health department. So I just thought I'd pass that information on to you.
Well, you've got to be careful, too, when you're in the clinches with one of your beloveds. And I say one of yours because I know you, Scott.
Easy now. There are people that listen to this dopey stuff.
By the way, before we get off the veteran topic,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I do want to thank you. You stated that you were a veteran, so thank you for your service.
Thanks, Dick Nixon, for that.
Hey, I was in the lottery. I was lucky. I had a really up there number, and by the time my number was going to get called, he called it off.
You know what? I got drafted in 70. The lottery didn't come in till like 72 or 3.
Yeah, something like that.
And then you're right. Then the thing was over. And
72.
72.
But just a little tip for you, though, if you are in the clutches with one of your, as I say, beloveds, you don't want things to get, when you're getting really romantic and serious, you don't want things to get funny. So you've got to really find out if your partner is ticklish. And you know how you do that, don't you?
Easy. Go ahead.
You give her a testicle.
That's not the secret word. Again, you stayed up all. Yeah, thank you. You stayed up all night thinking of that, huh? And when you made mention of when I'm trying to get in a romantic mood, my God, I'm 67. What can I be doing romantically?
4-ounce fillets.
Yeah, 4-ounce fillets and.
Hey, your feelings never go away. They may be misdirected, but they don't go away.
Well, thank you for calling Dr. Dennis. You are the father, Dennis. You are the father. All right. Anyway, thanks for calling. We'll let you know the next time we have a party.
Just in case the secret word has something to do with summer, or the beach, or sand.
You're trying to drag it out of me, aren't you?
Or hot weather, or waves, or...
Are you just dancing around this, or what?
He's just fishing now.
You're fishing.
Yeah.
I'm just taking shots in the dark here.
All right, well, put it back in your holster, and we'll call it a day.
And Nancy says hi, too. She's busy right now.
All right, well, tell her to get her shots.
You mean what's her name?
Yeah, what's her name?
What's her name?
Yeah, what's her name? All right.
All right.
Hey, and we still want to schedule a time with you. We really do.
Okay, well, let us know when you're available.
Okay.
All right, Dennis.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
See.
And then the drama continues in the second hour, around 11:20, when we drain the swamp and let our listeners try to stump the chumps, prove to the rest of the Kenosha Today Nation that .08 is something more than just your blood alcohol level. And the winner gets a choice. You can get 2 free fish dinners at the American Legion Post 21, which is at 504 58th Street, or you can come in here and sit with us for an hour.
Fish dinner sounds good.
Hey, yeah, Dennis, come July 1st. I'll call you with the code.
Right.
Yeah, right. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
They're not.
No.
They're unavailable.
Okay. And if you're calling and it's unavailable, we ain't taking it. So, and anyone that loses and can't stump the chumps, again, you get 2 free hours here. And there's even more, boys and girls, after the 11:30 break, our special editorial segment sponsored by the legendary Brat Stop, As the Brat Turns. All right. Oh, Spider, you don't seem to have...
I'm bored today.
Week's high fives, zingers, and doofuses, as only heard here on the Kenosha Today Show. And it gets even better for those who might have forgotten. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at AM 1050 WLIP and listen to the replay of this very fine excuse for a radio show. And then you can also tune in on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14 on Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and...
Oh, that's right.
That
week off is throwing me off. Why?
And everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our listeners and fans who have joined the Kenosha City Nation, liked us on Facebook. You talk about a huge media frenzy.
Huge?
Huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Don't hem and haw when you start talking.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. That was a 1959 Rambler Ambassador, Pat. This is Patrick's automotive show, isn't it?
Yeah. You got any questions on ball bearings?
Yeah, I haven't. I lost them several years ago. This is Randy Holton from VFW Post 1865.
Oh, okay, Randy. Hey, I'm glad you called. I'm sorry we couldn't get through to last week, but go ahead if you want to make a tribute to...
Well, no, I just wanted to call to let you know that we were having a flag retirement ceremony last Monday, and because they missed that on that announcement thing.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I have to tell you that it was very successful. In fact, it was one of the best retirement ceremonies, probably the best one we've ever had. We had a lot of local political officiates that were there, and that's why I called. I tried to call all morning, but that's okay. You know, I finally got a chance to talk to you 2 days later, so it worked out pretty good.
Well, that's all right. But and did you have a special tribute, a shout-out today that you meant to call?
Tribute to... you know what? Let's. Why don't we do this? Because I know you want to. Let's send out a tribute to Lenny Kitson.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I've got a. I know you wanted to do something about for Lenny, but I was lucky enough to hook up with Lenny's estranged son about a year ago, and his name's Carl. And Lenny did not know he had a son, and I think I told. Remember I told you about this?
Well, you told me bits and pieces. I didn't know that he did not know. Let me put it to that.
He did not know. He came home on leave, I guess, and he got hooked up with a lovely young lady down around Glenview area. He was on a convalescent leave because he was in malaria, I think. But he never knew that he had this son. Well, when this young man contacted me, I thought it could have been a hoax. And then he sent me his Facebook picture, and I looked, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Then I got on the phone with him, and I couldn't believe it was Lenny's voice on the phone.
Was he able to hook up when Lenny was still living?
No. This was a couple years after Lenny passed. But,
for those that aren't familiar, Lenny Kitson was Veteran of the Year, I want to say 2009, 2010?
Something like that.
He was also our cameraman on the Kenosha City Show back in the days when we were doing on television. Plus, he was a Volunteer of the Year, and there's a guy that would do anything for anybody.
Anytime.
Anytime, right, thank you. And he is sorely missed. And you know what's interesting about the story, because I wasn't familiar with, in my own personal case, I was able to find my biological mother 48 years after the fact. She was still living in Green Bay at the time. She just unfortunately passed away last November. So anytime you get those special moments, I was lucky to have developed a 10, 12-year relationship with my biological mother, and it's unfortunate that Lenny missed this. But
can you imagine? Can you imagine what it would have been like if Lenny would have known he had a son? knowing how he was kind of nuts anyway, but
kind of. We praised him enough.
I nominated Lenny for that Veteran of the Year, and from the VFW, I was commander that year, and then also he, which you may not know, is the Kenosha area Vietnam veterans that year made Lenny their member of the year.
Oh, okay.
That was the catalyst for me to go ahead and nominate Lenny, and then the CAV also nominated him for the Kenosha County Veteran of the Year.
Now here's a guy.
He told me, I got a bunch of pictures of that. Lenny told me when it was all done, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but he came to me and he said, "You changed my life, and I'll never ever forget what you did for me."
Hey, we loved it when Ronnie Spider was the director and Lenny was the cameraman, and all the guys, his buddies over at the VFW, were watching it. Do you remember when I always said, "Hey, put everything on Lenny's tab"?
Yeah,
he'll be over there to settle up in about an hour.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. You'd always say it. And we drank them up.
Hey, I got to run because I'm kind of a little behind here. But thanks for calling. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's see. Then we got to get to a break. Every Friday afternoon, about 3 p.m., we get together for Getting Silly with Scotty for the rest of Kenosha State Brain Trust. We had about 7, 8 people yesterday, and we put together a weekly production meeting. And if anybody else wants to host us, give me a call, 262-652-6767. We can get together, discuss the very high standards that we go by. Right, Father? Mm-hmm. Are you there, Father? I'm cleaning his nails. And so, who's on our weather for today? We got
Brian Nisnansky has returned from his sabbatical or wherever he was hiding.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be back in. We got a minute promotion and a minute news.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
We'll be back in 2 minutes with Tuned In. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the June 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLFP, spreading the love here at Camp Happy Face. Spider. So bringing you gas trolleys, stray cats, backyard beavers, midget wrestling, and our latest from summer's concrete stamping plants. Bonding forever. You talk about being warm and fuzzy. Ooh. Fuzzy. Do we have a caller here, Lucky Wayne?
True enough.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Try that one.
Nah, that one. Yeah, there he is.
Okay. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
All right. No.
Okay. All right. I don't know what happened. That's not our fault, is it?
No, not technically.
Well, we are technically.
Right. I mean, behind the scenes, it looks like it may have been a phone issue, but...
Again, we invite you to join the thousands of fans who have already signed up and have liked us on Facebook and feel the warmth going on over there. And also visit us on the web at KenoshaToday.com, designed by Capo Web Design. And you can find them on the web at CapoWebDesign.com. Brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Mike Bjorn's Clothing. Again, if any of our callers do mention the secret word, you will get a $25 gift certificate. Compliments of Mike Bjorn's Clothing, located in... Hot.
Feeling hot.
You think you got it now?
No guarantees.
Offering the largest selection of men's suits starting at $179. And the sizes go from 34 all the way up to extra large, huge, 60 and above. If you just joined us, our special guest this morning, Director of Cybersecurity, Elmo Schneider, is either in transit or he's probably someplace where we don't want to know.
Gulag 17.
Yeah. Along with my spiritual advisor from Our Lady of the Gas Trolleys, Father Marcus, is here with his message of hope and inspiration.
So he changed vocations. It's no longer Our Lady of the Iced Teas, the Long Island Iced Teas.
Well, gas trolleys. We're trying to be
promote the gas trolleys.
We're inclusive.
All inclusive.
Yeah. we like to change with the times.
Yeah. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Oh, hello, Scott. It's Captain Mike.
Oh, should I be standing up?
Not if you got a low overhead there,
We got very low overhead here.
Don't stand up then. Yeah, Elmo, I think he was informed he had to sing it with the choir at the Kenosha Kingfish Stadium there at the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, he told me about that, but they hadn't gotten back to him as of 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So that was supposed to be the German choir was going to sing, and then I can't imagine him walking from there all the way to Pete's place for the pig roast.
I can't either. Maybe he's going to ride the pig there. I don't know.
Or maybe he could Uber you.
He's done that. Yeah, right. No, I don't think so.
Hey, your input at the production meeting yesterday afternoon was just out. Yeah,
abominable or something. The worst
second to none.
I just remember we both promised K-Dog a ride down to his next stop, and we both left and forgot about him.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot too.
Well, he was sitting right there when we got up. Did you give him a ride down?
No.
I said goodbye to him. He was trying to grab me or something. I said, get away from me. And I
oh my goodness! We old K-Dog. He was there, and he was like, oh my! And he also oh my God! Well, stuff happens.
He was in a good mood.
Yeah, but I could have given him a ride. I told him I'm going to go to the boathouse, and he was going to go to TG's, and I says, I'll slow down to 15. You open the door, and you just roll out into the parkway. Maybe he didn't like that concept.
Maybe not. I don't know why not. Why?
All right. Well, we'll see you throughout the weekend, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, are you entered in the big kite flying contest this morning or this weekend?
No, but people tell me to go fly a kite quite often.
I know, among other things, but there's not a contest for that.
I want to go watch the key go up the wire,
Hey, did you hear the good news? Is Wacky Wayne's going to get his master's degree, and he's looking forward to you becoming his roommate.
I don't go that way. Man.
That's education. Yeah. All right, Captain.
Take it easy, man. Right. Okay, bye.
Let's see, where are we at here? Speaking of wacky, did I talk about Spider's here? Okay, Spider's here. Yeah, I'm here. And Wacky Wayne's no longer in training. He's just now suffering from low esteem and finding out what life in the real broadcast world is like. And also, the show is being recorded for training purposes, so we can replay this nonsense tomorrow at noon, right here in AM 1050 WIP. Also gives Wayne an opportunity to blip out any words that may be inappropriate, and also prepares us for any upcoming litigation.
Yes, which I'm sure there's much.
You should see the paperwork. Also good for...
I'm not your lawyer. I'm just in charge of the hate mail.
Yeah. Well, you'll be called to testify.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Yeah.
Hey, when they ask you to tell the truth...
The whole truth and nothing but the truth? Yeah.
Tell them you're not interested in that concept.
Right. I'm sorry. There's varying degrees of truth here,
Special thanks to our good friend Elmo again for putting the Kenosha Today show up on YouTube 365 days a year, 24/7. And then, of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's Top 10 Thought-Provoking category, the top 10 exciting things to do here in Kenosha this summer. We're going to get to some of them, but these are just the top 10.
Top 10. There's more exciting things to do, not just 10.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
The drama continues at 11:20 when we drain the swamp, stump the chumps as the broad turns after the 11:30 break. 262-694-1050. And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WIP within the last 60 days. We'll now clear the phone lines. And I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question. And you will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. And after that, you will hear the ding. Where's the ding?
I got it right there.
You got it. All right, Spider.
We got to keep him awake. Keep
and
him on
the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. And enjoy a beautiful waterfront view, which is gorgeous now that they got the windows open. It's probably the best view in all of Kenosha. And you can stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. Also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at boathousekenosha.com. The phone lines are clear. Here's the very sophisticated question. What should the Chicago Cubs do to break out of their slump? That's I'm wearing my Cub jersey today after wearing my Brewer jersey most of last week because the Cubs went 0-6 on a road trip, although they won yesterday. So they are in a terrible slump. And so the question on the table is, what should the Cubs do to break out of their slump? A, due to the drug testing in Shirley's garage. B, hire Tiger Woods as the new team mascot. Or C, start wearing their protective cups on the outside of their pants. 262-694-1050. The first caller to take a shot at winning $25 gift certificate. What should the Chicago Cubs do to break out of their slump? A, do the drug testing in Shirley's garage. B, hire Tiger Woods as their new team mascot. Or C, start wearing the protective cups on the outside of their pants. We have a caller, Wayne.
Yes.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning. This is Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't you win something recently?
No, I didn't win the Bill Lawrence thing.
No. Didn't you
I
win
didn't win the prize for... I called, but I didn't win the dinner.
Oh, the Stump the Chumps. Yeah, you were the... You were the chump that day.
I was a loser, yeah.
All right, Donnie, let me read the question. What should the Chicago Cubs do to break out of their slump? A, due to the drug testing in Shirley's garage. B, hire Tiger Woods as their new team mascot. Or C, start wearing their protective cups on the outside of their pants. Donnie?
I'm going to go with A, Shirley's garage.
Yeah, hey, that's another correct answer. Another big winner. Well, Donnie, today you get to brag. You know why?
Yes?
Because you've just been named the smartest person in Kenosha.
What an honor.
For today.
Not again.
Not, well, I'm not sure about tomorrow, just today.
Okay.
What do you think? Are you a Cubs fan?
Huh?
Are you a Cubs fan?
I don't think so.
But you're not sure.
But you are a fan as long as...
I'm really not.
You're not a Cub fans? Do we have that? Hang on, Donnie. We got that Cub fans thing? We got about a few seconds left here.
What's that?
Just hang on. We're going to play a song.
Well, Mike, it was the dying
Don't
Cub
go away.
fans' last request, so here it is. Do they still play the blues in Chicago when baseball season rolls around? When the snow melts away, do the Cubbies still play in their ivy-covered burial ground? When I was a boy, they were my pride and joy. Now they only bring fatigue to the home of the brave, the land of the free, and the doormat of the National League.
What do you think of that, Donnie?
What's that?
what do you think? I can tell. Try to taper back your enthusiasm.
It just woke me up. Thank you.
All right, Donnie.
I dozed off for a minute there.
Yeah, crank it down. Dial it down a couple notches there.
Yeah, I will. That's
all right.
Okay.
Off the air, Wacky Wayne's going to get your full name, address, phone number. I think you have an email, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right, then I'll sit.
No, I don't. I found out I did, but now I find out if you have a home phone with a voicemail, they've added something where people can email you even if you don't have an email.
I never heard of that.
Something new AT&T added.
So
you can now receive emails even if you don't have a computer.
Huh. I never heard of that. But
it's something on Advanced Initiative email where all of a sudden I call, how do you get it done? Then they talk you through how to pick up how to listen to it, and they say, well, we just added it. So if you don't have email, now you got it whether you like it or not.
Are you paying for it, or is that just an add-on?
No, it's an extra feature they just added to the phones.
Well,
you added to the voicemail. You can have email sent to your voicemail. I didn't even know it existed.
I didn't either. Awesome. See, we learn something new every day on this show.
Go Donnie.
Go Donnie. See, you are the smartest person on the planet.
I am. All right, I'll finally admit it.
Okay. All right, off the air, Wayne's going to get your name, address, and phone number. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it in Monday's mail, and then you get it, take it to the boathouse, and maybe we'll see you down there.
Well, yeah, I did have one. I did win March 18th.
Okay, no problem.
From your show, I did win one for the boathouse.
Okay. Well, you got another one. So,
okay, thank you, sir.
And don't go away because he's going to get this for me.
I won't go away.
Okay. And while he's doing that, I will read here from sponsored by Mike Barron's Clothing. So if you want to take a shot at that, give us a call, 262-694-1050. Also, if anybody has a comment on what their comment is concerning the city taking down all the wonderful trees.
So we need to get a couple of burned out cars over there, and it'll look like Baghdad, like you were saying earlier.
Sure.
We just need burned out cars and maybe some rubble.
Well, where can we get that? We can go and take the parking lot over at the Heritage House. That'd be one of the same.
All right.
And I'm sure we have plenty of burnt out cars around Kenosha.
There you go.
You know, if they're going to take the Heritage House, why don't we just put that on wheels and move it to 6th Avenue? Fit right in. And they're still cleaning that out, apparently, guys. I see guys with hazmat suits on. Boy, that's a
big job.
Sight.
Big job.
Also, the Velodrome, we said, is going to be back. Rededication, June 13th, 5:30. Been gone for 2 years, and now after almost $800,000 of your very fine tax money, I might add, we spent another 17, or somebody did, to restripe the thing. And I don't know if they have any races scheduled there. I haven't seen anything.
Not all year.
Well, you know, you got to rededicate it first and then work on getting some races in there.
Watch, you know, the way things will happen. On June 13th at 5:30, we'll have the biggest rainstorm Kenosha's seen in 60 years. So anyway, we wish them out. We're going to be there on the hill.
On that day, you race Mike Bjorn.
Yeah, and the big wheel challenge.
But beware, he's got a pair of boots that I heard are pretty special, and they're fast.
Now he's got the new $30 heels on.
Boots are made for racing.
The guy spends $20. He gets this great deal up at 7 Mile Fair, and he kind of scams this foreign lady out of these boots. One of a kind, right, Mark?
Yep.
12 extra width. One of a kind, and that was about 6 months later, the heels fall off.
You got scammed.
Yeah. Hey, and a big article in today's paper about the brass pick and save is going to be closing. And, people are disappointed. And Alderman Milkowski says that it kind of cured a food desert in that area, and they need a full-time grocery in that particular area. Well, obviously, Pick and Save, I think they've been there at least 10 years. Gave it their best shot, and the people are saying this ain't the best place for it.
Right.
And people are saying, well, they should hope the mayor will convince the company not to close it. If politicians could convince for-profit businesses, my God, the brass would still be there. And so would Chrysler, McWhite, Dynamatics, Snap-on, all the other factories that have closed over the last 25 years. This is a for-profit business. If it ain't working, I keep using wrong English, don't I?
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses.
There is a constant cop car in front of that building.
Yeah, you can see.
It's not in the picture, though, is there?
Well, no, but you can see.
They timed it right when
you can see the chalk outlines for the body count sitting in there.
No, the shoplifting must be terrible.
You know, that bank, what's the bank that's next there? There's a bank in that plaza. TCF that gets held up on a monthly basis.
It's been hit a few times.
So, the original.
A couple of unauthorized withdrawals.
Yeah. Smith and Wesson signed this. Right. And so, the plan was to, when they redid Roosevelt Road, they changed it to Highway 50, and this was some years ago. So they got grant money, and right in front of the old brass there where Happenings is on 14th Avenue, they put a boulevard down there, and the plan was to extend the trolley down Sheridan Road, up 14th Avenue, and around, I think, uptown, and somehow loop it back. With the thinking that all of those people in Harbor Park were going to get on the trolley and go to the Pick and Save for their groceries, which I thought was the, how do you say goofy?
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
That pretty much sums it up.
I figured you were at a loss for words. I'd help you out a little bit there.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
He's picking up. He's in no more lower self-esteem over there. But so they're going to close. They're going to close probably in a month or when all the inventory's gone. Now we're going to have another vacant building, empty building, and we have a number of them. We have the old Walmart building on 52nd. Yep. You're going to have this one. I don't know. I think Southport Plaza is pretty full now, but we have another number of empty buildings. And if they can't make it, I mean, it's a competitive business. What are you going to do? If WIP couldn't make any money,
right, we'd
be out playing golf, Mark, on Saturday mornings.
Give it a year, and somebody will come up with a plan on how to make that low-income housing.
This?
Yep.
You mean
every other vacant building is has had a plan to become low
income housing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's enough of that particular venue surrounding the place.
Yeah.
But
there's a need, but I don't know how well it will.
There is a real need for a grocery store, not in that location. This is my view, downtown, where all the people are, and they're going to be with the new buildings.
I don't know that we got the time, but we got 3 minutes. Why not?
Right. Oh, good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, Scott. Hi, it's Mark from Kenosha. How are you?
Very good. Go ahead.
I appreciate the breaking news about Pick and Save. I don't appreciate what's actually happening, though. Like you said, it's a food desert. It seems to be happening in a lot of north side of Racine. A couple of years ago, they lost their Pick and Save as well, and there's whole swaths of areas in that town that doesn't have a grocery store anywhere near it. But like you said, it's a for-profit company, and they're not in the business to lose money. Another factor, though, I think is Pick and Save is now owned by the Kroger Company, which is the largest corporation in the grocery industry in the nation.
You are correct.
And they've been closing a lot of stores in the last couple of years. So I think this was just a cost-cutting move. I want to say they announced like 5 closings in the Milwaukee area last week as well. Right. So
now, Mark, let me ask you: do you think we have? When you look at how many grocery stores, how many more do we need? You have. Let's go to Pershing Plaza. And I think it's a Piggly Wiggly there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the...
There's 4 Piggly Wigglies, there's 3 Pick and Saves, there's 2 Aldi's, there's the Woodman's, of course. Yeah, we got no shortage, and a lot of that is marketed towards folks from northern Illinois, apparently.
And then Festival Foods?
I want to drive that far for groceries, but apparently a lot of folks do. But it is definitely skewed towards... I guess the newer parts of town, like the Green Bay Road corridor and whatnot. But I don't know if you'd ever heard of urban farming. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but the city of Detroit, a lot of like their older neighborhoods that have been raised, they're turning towards like urban agriculture, where like they're hoping that folks will grow food. I mean, and that's the kind of food that folks need, that they're missing in these food deserts. You get with the little corner stores that have the snack chips and the soda and all that, but I mean, you don't have the nutrition. So maybe Kenosha could think about that, urban farming. I don't know how viable it is, but it's just an idea I wanted to throw out to you.
You know what? What about putting that concept in the old Chrysler site?
Well, we definitely got to do some environmental cleanup. We don't want to have irradiated turnips, But,
right. Well, unfortunately, we're going to sit with another empty building. And
that only invites vandalism and whatnot. So, I mean, that's unfortunate. I wish there was provisions for some of these corporations to, make provisions for their building when they decide to. I mean, I don't know if they own or lease. That could be an issue. But if they own the property, they should definitely, have a plan for it so it doesn't sit idle.
Well, I got about a minute, but let me just finish that concept with Walmart on the old Walmart on 52nd. Walmart never owned that building. No. And so when they vacated, in fact, Ronnie here just is a painter, and they had to paint the thing twice because of all the graffiti going on in the back. The graffiti would go up faster the next day or that night. And so you're right, that's going to cause a whole lot of vandalism.
I think 2009 or 2010 is when that's moved, and there's still been no movement on it. I mean, I think 7 years really is more than long enough for something like that to be sitting around. And let's just hope that Pick and Save and the brass doesn't have that same fate.
And then lastly, and then I have to go to a break. Then what will happen is the Kroger company will say, well, we don't want to be assessed. Did you read about that? Assessed for property taxes because it's...
No, I need to read it. I hadn't heard about it. I just heard about it on your show about 10 minutes ago.
A dark store that shouldn't be assessed for property taxes is the same as a Pick and Save that's still in business. So
we're up, Mark.
Well,
all right, Mark.
Accounting moves.
Mark, celebrate Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the June 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Broad Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Taking serious journalism. I mean, I'm talking serious stuff.
Very serious.
Serious. You know how serious I am.
Serious?
I'm very serious. To an all-time high of reporting on local stories, state stories spanning the globe. Keeping it real, spreading the love, and trying to grow up here on the Kenosha Today show this morning. Speaking of grown-ups, our Director of Cybersecurity, Elmo Schneider, is probably walking in this walk race. He was supposed to call us, but Maybe he got arrested as a protester, as a Trump protester. Maybe he's sitting in, yeah, with his tuba. Along with the Honorable Father Marcus, bringing their sophomore humor and buzzkill antics to the Kenosha today. Nothing makes my mom more proud than sophomore humor and buzzkill. And Jay, along with us as he is every Saturday morning, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude here at Cam Happy Face, and then also engineering the Kenosha State train wreck this morning, Wacky Wayne. And, of course, he's looking forward to going to grad school with Captain Mike. But
I can't wait.
You might want to have him drug tested, among other things.
Oh, is that all? All right.
Got a call?
Yeah.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Donnie again.
Yeah, Donnie.
I just got a question for you.
Sure.
I may not be the smartest guy. When you asked, it got me thinking. On Tuesday, I qualified for the drawing on Friday at the, for Gerhardt's.
Yeah, but you didn't win, did you?
I didn't win the drawing on Friday.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, then you're fine.
That's okay.
You're sure that's okay? I just wanted to make sure that, it's not
Donnie,
fair. There's so many people to call.
I appreciate
some guy named Ken won Friday, but I didn't win.
Right. Donnie, I appreciate your honesty. In our book, you're still a loser.
And Scott knows what that.
My whole life, I lived about half a block away from you in Forest Park. So.
Oh well, okay, there we go. Thanks, Donnie.
I knew your brother. I went to school with. Graduated with Gary.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah, I did. I knew Gary, and we went to at Tremper High, 1970. Okay. So I just figured I'd call back. I got to thinking. Okay. I qualified, but I didn't win the Gerhard. Okay. So I better make sure when he said you can't win twice.
Okay. Thanks, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie.
Thank you, sir.
Honesty on this show. Well, you don't find that a lot of times, do you?
No, not at all.
Ever.
Integrity.
Integrity.
That's.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. It's Irish Ruth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I know what the secret word could be, but I really have a secret word that I want it to be. And the secret word that I would rather have is tribute, because the secret's no secret anymore, and that's what your show was last week. It was such an incredible tribute.
Well, thank you.
And you're following it up this week, too.
Yeah, we missed some calls, and we acknowledged that. It was a goof up, so if anybody wants to call and tribute or pay tribute honor to a veteran, give us a call.
You're doing great footsteps. Follow-up footsteps. I would like to make a request.
Okay.
I would like to have requested this last week, but as you said, we couldn't get through. You know what? There are corporations that get together, the employees, and they make a service project somewhere out there. It might be at a homeless shelter or a food pantry or something like that. So I want a service project for you people. And it's an easy, simple one, because we would be requesting for the grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and some of the nieces, nephews, are Kenosha-born, a World War II veteran, his military records. He knew some of the relatives in Kenosha because he married into...
Ruth, you got to speed this up. I mean, I see what you're saying.
Okay, so we want his records, his medals.
Okay.
We'd like to give them to the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren.
Okay, what's the name?
So if there's someone out there from one of the organizations like VFW, American Legion, if they could research that and come up with his
go down to the Veterans office. They'll do it for you.
You know, like
malaria?
Okay, I got to let you go, Ruth.
Go to the Veterans Administration office.
But this is a project. We can do this.
It'll do.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of a valid point. But she had me going there when she was talking about having a project for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, we do that only in the days ending with Y. And since it has to involve Long Island iced teas, I mean, how much more can you expect out of chumps like us?
I guess. I don't know.
But to Mark's point here, that you can go to the veterans on 85 or 8600 Sharon Road in the county building there.
And they'll do that.
They can give you anything you want.
I got all my father's stuff. They gave me a package, nice as could be. However, they did have a fire, and some records are lost. For some people, they might not ever be able to retain them. But for my father, they had everything.
Sure. Also, the secret word. Now, Ruth didn't take a shot at it. But anyway, so she's not going to win. But the secret word challenge to win a $25 gift certificate from Mike Bjorn's Clothing, offering the largest selection of men's suits anywhere on the planet, starting at only $179, which includes a shirt, a tie, a belt, a pair of socks, starting at sizes 34 and going very, very huge, up to like 60.
Any shoes? You get a pair of shoes, too?
Maybe some boots.
Yeah. You got to arm wrestle the owner for that. So if you guys want to impress your sweetheart, get over to Mike Bjorn's Clothing, where it is... Attaboy! Downtown Kenosha. Call them at 262-652-0648. And now...
Beware of their security officer there, though.
Oh, that little gal, she's about
tough.
5 foot nothing, and she is a toughie.
Oh, yes.
Guy comes in. Remember that? Guy comes in and steals a penguin. You know, those plastic penguins? So this guy's running down 6th Avenue. Here's little Judy Bjorn chasing this guy, tackling him to the pavement, and Mike's down in the bathroom going, "Everything okay up there, dear?"
I've seen her take two clothes hangers and put them together and use them like nunchucks. She just takes people out.
It's very friendly.
Sounds like a friendly place.
Yeah, friendly.
Buy a suit or we hit you. Yeah.
Written in her home office on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. These are the top 10 most exciting things to do here in Kenosha this summer. We are going to get to some other things to do in the summer, but these have been singled out as the top 10. Number 10, creepy campfire stories about city aldermen living in summers. Number 9, daily sing-alongs for the two people who ride the trolley. Number 8, stand with pride and watch the striping paint dry at the Washington Park Crack-A-Dome. Number 7, cheer workers as they transform 6th Avenue into downtown Baghdad. Number 6, kiss and wave goodbye to the brass pick and save as it closes. Number 5, roasting cats for at the grill games. Number 4, prayer studies, Father, for every Sunday morning at Our Lady of the Long Island's Boathouse deck. Number 3, hazmat arts and crafts at the Heritage House. Number 2, demolition derby as Gas Trolley Palooza. And the number 1 exciting thing to do here in Kenosha this summer, join the Kenosha Today Nation for 81-day standoff with Russian computer geeks.
Yeah, you rattled through those really quick.
That brings us some sense of professionalism. Well, must have gone pretty quick. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. It's Nancy.
Uh-oh.
What's her name?
What's her name?
Trouble.
Okay, Nance, go ahead.
I just thought I heard my name. I heard Scotty call my name.
Well, I mentioned your name in regards to this letter that I got, had your name on it, my address. Our records indicate that you are missing an important vaccine that may help protect you against certain harmful diseases. Please schedule an appointment with your doctor today. And it's in Spanish, too. So what can we say? What are you gonna want to respond or?
No, I heard sweetheart.
That didn't come from me. And that's not the secret word.
Dang it!
Your husband calls me sweetheart. I think he
gets confused. He's older. What can I say?
He's more mature, right?
He's more mature.
Hey, don't tell him about the party. He wasn't invited. That was just between you and I.
Oh, dang it!
Jeez, man.
You didn't tell me that.
We're trying to be discreet, so don't tell anybody we're having this torrid affair.
Trying to be discreet.
Yeah. Hey, next time you come into Barter Manor, I want to see a copy of your shot records.
I've got them. I carry them everywhere I go. Just
and there's probably a reason for that. All right, dear.
Have a wonderful day.
Oh, okay, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Have a wonderful day.
Oh, this is Pete and repeat.
Wait, let me turn right down.
Okay.
Hola.
Who's this?
This is Dan.
Okay, Dan. Dan the man.
About the closing.
Go ahead.
What's going on?
About the closing of Pick and Save?
Yeah, that kind of stuck. I mean, I buy a little. Did I swear? I'm sorry. Damn it.
We blipped it. Did we catch that?
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Go back to Dan.
Who let the dogs out?
It's going away.
Dan, I can't let you use that kind of language. This is a highly...
I know. I'm sorry.
It's a family
I'll
show.
catch my lip.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of angry that that store's closing because it's so close to me, and so convenient to get food.
Well,
I mean,
you know what? I agree with you, but it's been there. I'll say 10 years maybe, and it's a business, and if a business ain't making money, it's goodbye.
Yeah,
and if you think back to if the brass was making money, they'd still be there. We wouldn't even having this discussion.
Yeah,
and the same
there's
with
a
Chrysler.
school there.
Yeah. So I mean,
and all those buildings underneath the apartments, ain't nothing been there for years except for a Chinese restaurant and Subway.
so now the empty is going to get even emptier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumpy, but I mean, it's Kenosha. That's the area. It is.
Yeah. Well, hey, I got to let you go, Dan, but don't clean up your potty mouth, will you?
I will. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Stuff happens, but we caught it, right?
Yeah, we're good.
It is unfortunate because there are people who rely on that.
After I left your house Sunday, was going home, I saw 10 people on the trolley.
On the gas trolley?
No, the rail.
Well, so we saw 10 people on the rail trolley, and that was on a Sunday on a okay. Well, if there ain't
on a holiday weekend,
I keep using the word ain't.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, if you don't have 10 people on a holiday weekend, then shut the blooming thing down. And if there's only still 10,
well, no, if there's 10 people, it takes how long to go around?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So if they had 10 people every time they went around, they'd almost pay for that driver's wages.
Oh, he makes $50-some thousand. I'm serious. It's in their budget. The trolley driver belongs to the transit union. He makes about $50,000, and if you add on his benefits and everything else, his package is close to $100 with his pension and health insurance and everything else.
Wow, what a racket!
Yeah, and it takes these new guys 6 months to learn the route. For goodness sakes.
No, I meant the wages for 1 hour. I didn't mean the wages for the whole day. For 1 hour.
Oh. Anyway, we're taking your calls, even if you have a tribute from last week to salute or make tribute to a veteran. And I got to read a sponsor here. KRS Painting Corporation. But, hey, look, boys and girls. The clock on the wall here at Studio A says it's 11:20. And everybody knows what that means. It's time for all our listeners to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. Sponsored by the American Legion Post 21, 504 58th Street here in Kenosha. If you're successful in stumping the chumps, trivia or musical question, you will win 2 free fish dinners served on the first Friday of each month. You get your choice of baked, breaded cod, lake perch, walleye, bluegill, and you come in and join us live. Or if you don't like fish, you can come and join us here live for an hour.
Let the good times roll.
I'm taking that up on that.
Everybody's trying to pass it off on somebody else.
Choice of the root canal too,
yeah, right. Yeah. And be eligible. No one should have won from their household in the last 60 days. Huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence, sophistication, or just general nonsense. Prove to the rest of the Kenosha Nation that we are barely smarter than a fifth grader. Now, when you call, there you go. Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, hit me with your best shot. You got to really have to know the answer.
Yeah.
So we'll take your calls 262-694-1050 if you want to play Stump the Jumps, and if you have a trivia question or a song, but you got to at least know the first verse of the song. And then, but we've been pretty good. But without Elmo here, we got college and we got some street smarts. Yeah. Hey, we talked about what's going on in Kenosha this summer. We got all the church festivals. Mount Carmel's coming up, St. Therese, St. Mary's, St. Peter's, Holy Rosary, and also on the 4th of July you have the the Summers Parade, of which the Kenosha Today Show will be participating in the 4th of July parade out in Summers.
Did you get some men's shoes out there?
St. Scotty's Day.
St. Scotty's Day, yeah. And then we will be in the Bristol Progress Days. I think it's that following Sunday. And we give away flags to all the wonderful little children. And we have our staff that distributes candy, Tootsie Rolls, to all the wonderful little children.
It's fun throwing those at people and I shouldn't say that. I mean, I might accidentally hit one of them or something with it.
I've seen you throw. We ain't gonna hit nothing. Also, hey, the summer pools in Kenosha open June 10th and run through August 20th. The Washington Park Pool and the Anderson Park Pool. And if you're into swimming, both pools have water slides, diving boards, kiddie ears.
Both pools have water.
Yeah, both pools have water. And just one rule is you can't pee in the pool.
And you got
They frown on that.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
That's a good rule.
Well, you don't have to wear a swimsuit? Yeah, Ronnie brings up a good point.
Well, that's Barter Manor rules.
Oh,
You don't
no,
have to-
no swimsuit.
You know,
if
I'm on a
needed?
cost-saving kick over at Barter Manor.
Sure.
And to save water, we share a shower and have our own soap on a rope. So, I mean, what more can a guy can ask for?
I'm not staying. No.
Plenty of shoes for you to wear. 'cause
Plenty of
women
shoes,
have left
so we
them
don't need
behind,
shoes. And then you got the, Ronnie, when did the jazz at the Kemper start?
18th, July 18th.
July 18th?
They're doing experimental one out in Paddock Lake on the 11th.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're going to bring it into Kenosha.
Did you say experimental jazz?
Well, no,
It's
test run to
it's
do it.
free, right?
Yeah, it's
at the Kemper Center.
Yeah, just walk in and they serve food and everything there.
And then, of course, you have the Wisconsin State Fair. Some of our friends, $12 for that. Of course, the Kenosha County Fair is $9. Just some people, that rubs people the wrong way.
definitely.
Mhm.
That
And
stops
then-
them right at the gate.
Right at the gate. They won't even leave town. Taste of Wisconsin, July 28th, 29th, 30th. And then when we get to the Labor Day weekend, hopefully the 6th Avenue in downtown be done for the big car show that I predict will have at least 2,000 cars. And they also coordinate with Frank Carmichael's Cheesapalooza that's on that weekend.
What
So-
is Spokes and Folks?
Food Folks and Spokes is coming up on someplace in, I had that here.
God's racing in it.
Oh, no, they don't. They have been banned from the Food Folks and Spokes. It's that guy
Wait,
got his,
you broke that guy's
guy's
bicycle?
Bike got.
Uh-huh.
He didn't tell me there was no brakes on the blooming thing.
$1,000 bicycle. That was,
Oh, it was probably more than
nothing
that.
but a heap.
27 speeds, and I'm going around. I said, don't be too concerned. You know, I'm full of mud and scratched and cut up. And he says the next race was starting in 5 minutes, and the wheel was all bent and the frame was bent.
Or a chain for a necklace.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, when I was going around that corner in the south part
fear,
of, you talk about fear. When I saw that oak tree, and I had no idea that there was no brakes on this 27 speed. And he says, "We just got to lean to the left and keep going around." I said, "I was leaning. The only way I could stop is I hit the curb, and almost landed in the."
Yeah, well, things on two wheels, when they go down fast.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
And the thing was,
you were showing me something, an article on some boating, which makes me want to ask you a question.
Okay, where's my boating?
Do you still have your plans on the SS Ponscombe, the Viking funeral thing that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I for those that don't know,
Because I got some information. The state turned that request down. They said if we did a Viking funeral for you when you do, pass away, that it would cause a fire on the beach from Zion to Milwaukee, and it would burn for about a week and a half.
They turned it down for that?
Yeah.
Oh, nitpicking. You know, I acquired this boat that's right down, if you go to the boathouse, it's down almost in the harbor. It's not in the water yet. And it doesn't look like a lot yet. I'm waiting for some cleaning utensils.
Yeah, and how much did you pay for that boat?
Jim Matcher sold me that boat for $1, and he was willing to take terms, financial terms. He says, I'll even throw in the, what do you call the carrier, the trailer.
The oars.
And so there's a no trespassing sign that'll be on there, too. And I've got the guys from the yacht club that are going to be helping me up. I just got to spruce that up a little bit. I don't think I'm planning on putting it in the water. I'm just going to sit there, this guy comes up from Racine, these two characters, in one of these $1 million cigar boats, I call them.
Yeah.
With all the big Ford
racers.
turbos, yeah. Trying to make me look bad. My little boat, the U.S. Sea Scum, carved right into the side there. Anyway, here's what's happened is this is an article out of Milwaukee. Severe industry-wide shortage of mechanics has alarmed Wisconsin boat owners. As summer returns, there's no sign that conditions will improve. I don't think I'm going to have some help with this. Some boaters have waited weeks for repairs, partly due to low numbers of service technicians. Actually, I think my case is the hazmat suits are still being used over at the Heritage House. They don't want-
I think we need volunteers for that job.
Yeah, and you better bring some rubber gloves and some boots and maybe a hazmat. But I'm hoping to get this thing turned around pretty quick here, and I'm going to put all those guys at the yacht club to shame when they see the new version of the USS Scum.
What are we going to get a motor for? I think that's an inboard, so we could use a car motor from some.
Well, I wasn't planning. I'm afraid to put it in the water.
There was a nice Corvette sitting down there in the parking lot the other day. We could have,
That's one crazy summer.
bought them
for
a
you.
few extra cocktails when they pass out. We could have taken their motor.
Well, why didn't you bring that to my attention?
I didn't
This
think
is
of
the
it at
same
the
guy
time.
that a K-Dog once tells us both, can you give us a ride to TG's? And I said, yeah. We both said goodbye and walked out on him.
Yeah.
He's on his own. Oh, that's what he gets. Hey, this was an article, and then before we go to news. That's not the one I wanted. This was a huge heist. A pair of thieves in Las Vegas broke into a warehouse, escaping with $10,000 of sex toys and tens of thousands of condoms. And they got the picture of these guys.
Can now be located at
really
Parker
hurt.
Manor.
Huh? Well, you can't even see that it's me.
Yeah, I know.
For him, that's a good weekend.
Bad camera angle.
They had big plans, according to this article. Holiday weekend, break into a warehouse, escaping with tens of thousands dollars worth of sex toys. It was a two-part heist. It began on a Friday evening, and it was at this sex toy company. 7:45, security's camera caught two men captured at the back gate, walking away with two shipping boxes.
Where did you say Elmo was?
Well, I don't think it was Elmo, but
Captain Mike?
Captain Mike, that looks like him.
Yeah.
With a thing over his sheet or over his so. Anyway, when we get back, and then the see the NFL. Then we got to go to our 2-minute break. The NFL changed the rules for celebrating touchdowns, and this is gonna slow the game down, and they're gonna allow if you score a touchdown, all of this gyration and all that stuff.
The end zone dance.
The end zone dance. He's going to dance and creative and immediately start to think about what he could do. Like Vince Lombardi always said to his players, when you get to the end zone, act like you've been there before. And some of these guys, this is going to be interesting for that. If anybody has a call me back right after our 2-minute break. We're going to go to Brian Nesnansky, and we got some other
stuff.
We
got stuff.
And heading down the home stretch. If you just joined us, this is the June 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A and streaming worldwide here on AM 1050 WIP, being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider is still missing in action. Father Marcus, what were you saying, Father?
I have a clue for the secret word.
Okay, just give me a second. Along with our engineer, Spider Ronnie is here, and Wacky Wayne, rounding out our distinguished panel. And we are here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon. And if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune into AM 1050 WIP tomorrow, Sunday at noon, and listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast. And don't forget to join the Kenosha City Nation, like us on Facebook. Okay, the of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $25 gift certificate to Mike Beyond's Clothing
You still want that?
That's all right. We don't forget it.
Yeah.
hot, downtown Kenosha. Offering the largest selections of men's suits in all of southeastern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, for only starting at $179. Find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Father, what was your hint?
It's a term used to describe Anthony Kennedy's profession or occupation.
Well, that could be, he's an alderman, too, which is probably more tuned to that.
It goes either way.
We'll tell you at the end.
It hits every profession he's got. Sorry, Anthony.
We'll tell you this if nobody gets it before we get off the air. And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's edition of... that is really good. Sorry, that is really good. That is time for this week's edition of As the Brat Turns. High five singers and doopuses. And our boy Spider. Coming to us from the beer garden in the world and famous and legendary Brat Stop, located on the northwest corners of Highways 50 and I-94 here in Kenosha, open at 8 a.m. 7 days a week. 365 days a year, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. For more information on what's going on at the Brat, call them at 262-857-2011 as the Brat turns like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives.
Down
hard. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for breaking, I always love it when WIP has
Our
breaking
meteorologist.
news. It's raining.
That's the only time that weather people are right, when they look out the window and they see it happening at that moment.
And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's edition. Oh, I said that.
Yeah. We're ready for the I think we're up to the zinger.
Yeah. See, I get easily sidetracked.
We're tired of all the ahs.
I got the attention span of a gnat. This week's high five goes to all our local citizens who took the time last weekend and attended one of the many Memorial Day ceremonies here in southeastern Wisconsin. I see a distinct increase in pride in our country and patriotism throughout this great country of ours. It is my hope and prayer that we offer our thanks to all our veterans, not just on Memorial Day and Veterans Day, but every day that our paths may cross. This week's zinger goes to the city of Kenosha for not holding a meeting for the road construction project to resurface portions of 31st Street from 13th Avenue to 22nd Avenue until the day before the work actually was scheduled to begin. Seems to be a trend in this city, not informing our residents of what's going on to be transpiring in their neighborhoods for basically the next 3 months, just like they did or did not do with the businesses on 6th Avenue concerning the reconstruction of downtown. It is my view that if the city is going to assess residents for sidewalk repairs, they should at the very least, hold informational meetings at the minimum of 30 days. And let's hope that our city officials would be more thoughtful and caring in the future. Yeah. That's a little warm and fuzzy. And this week's Doofus Award goes to the U.S. 7th Circuit Court of Appeals for ruling that a high school student who claims to be transgender, formerly a female, and now identifies as a male, be allowed to use the boys' bathroom. This time, I side with the Kenosha Unified School District in their policy, which states that students should be using the bathrooms that identifies with their birth gender. Okay, so now he or she gets to use the boys' bathroom for the rest of the school year, which, by the way, ends next Thursday. Maybe the next time the appeals court wastes our district's time and money, they can also recommend a way to increase our students' test scores and academic performance so kids can end up in the gifted program like I did. And there you have it, folks. As the Brat turns for this Saturday, June 3rd, 2017, I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. All right. I got to read. Oh, easy, Ronnie. You know that last harp thing just kind of loses its... Yeah. I remember when Captain Mike was here. Man, when he did that, his glasses were fogging up. They're steaming.
All right.
It might have been from a different... Hey, a great family-owned business, too, 694-1050, and you can win 2 free fish dinners.
I think we've got them scared.
Because we're so good?
We're
just chumps. We're just chumps.
City in fear.
City in fear. Yeah. And again, nobody's won the Secret Word Challenge, and we've been talking about a number of topics here. Also, the Kenosha News is doing some contest recognizing rising stars among younger professionals, presented by the Kenosha News. 20 under 40 will shine a light on members of the community to demonstrate leadership in business and community. When people are nominated, I guess you got to be. They're going to have 20 winners, and you got to be under 40. Well, that's discrimination.
Yeah,
we're over 40. And I also
slightly over 40. Yeah,
and I also use the men's bathroom where I'm supposed to, so I should get extra credit for that. Good morning. You're in Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
This is Dennis again from Waterford.
Is the missus listening?
No, she's watching JTV as usual.
Well, tell her to go get her shot records completed.
I did. She got a good laugh out of that one.
You notice I wasn't chuckling?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Well, I only know Anthony Kennedy by the description of yourself and your cohorts. I don't really know him personally or know a lot about him, but I'm going to take a guess on some of the possibilities for the secret word.
Well, you get one. All right. Now, do you know he drives a limo or a cab? I guess it would be a cab. Taxi cab. Yes. So, and actually, he's a city alderman.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say he's a politician.
Yeah.
He is, from what you guys described, he is a faithful local restaurant customer.
Yeah.
Very faithful.
You got 2 for 2.
He is an entitled citizen by having Kennedy Drive named after him.
3 for 3.
Is he a husband? I don't know. Is he a husband?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so.
We're not privy to that.
Well, he says he's got a girlfriend, so I guess that would be. That, of course, that doesn't mean anything in our book.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we'll count that as we'll dismiss that one. So keep going.
Local personality.
Yep, he said.
Mm-hmm.
Flamboyant, character, outspoken.
Flamboyant.
Keep going, Dennis.
Representative. Man of the people.
Yeah. So what's your answer? We gave you about 10, 12 hints here.
I got a question. Is he a threat to Joey Chestnut on the 4th of July contest?
Who's Joey Chestnut?
He's the one.
The guy in the hot dog eating contest.
For Nathan's.
Well, he could, but when you win 3 years in a row, he's got to take Anthony Kennedy's got to take the day off.
Well, in his defense, he could be in training all these years for that contest.
He is very well trained.
You guys gave a clue as what he is to the community and his title and what he means, and I've probably skirted around the whole.
I guess you have.
Word.
Sometime before I turn 70, Dennis.
All right, I give up. I give up. Besides, that other guy today was named the smartest man in Kenosha, so I don't think I have a shot.
You're not particularly too smart yourself, are you?
Well, it comes and goes.
Well, wait a minute. We went through 3 or 4 minutes of all of the stuff, and you gave 12 tips. Give us a shot at it.
Citizen. Alderman.
Boy, not even close.
You're not even close. Boy. Better
voter,
stay. No. You can't. You only get one.
He's got a dictionary.
Yeah, he's got a dictionary. What are you going to?
Candidate. How about candidate?
No, Dennis. It's over for you. You're a loser this morning.
I'm sorry.
Again,
Such bad news.
And so, I would, if I was you, the only thing I'd be concerned about, if I was you, is taking a look at your wife's shot records.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go see if she ordered anything on JTV.
Okay.
Yeah, well, don't let it affect your entire week because you lost on this show.
Yeah.
It's
You'll be okay.
You're not the first.
I know, it will, because this is you guys on Saturday mornings from 10 to noon. It's one of the highlights of not my week, of my year.
Well, you're a loser 3 times today.
Yeah, you need some help, young man.
Yeah, therapy.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right, later.
Thanks,
I can only think therapy is his only.
Maybe he's beyond help if that's the case.
Well, if he's listening here, and he says he likes listening to this, man, he's beyond help though. Anyway, if anybody wants to stump the chumps, we got a few minutes left. I started to say about this Kenosha News 20 under 40. Again, I think we're being discriminated because we are over 40, although we don't act over 40. At least I don't. You're not over 40, are you, Wayne?
No, there's plenty of discrimination in this town.
Boy, I tell you what, nominees must be 39 or younger. Well, they have a cutoff date here. My goodness, must be received by 10. Oh, they even got a time you got to have this in. Going to be creative. Imagine that drives Kenosha for decades to come. Taking the lead role in an award that affirms that their contributions to our community are appreciated is a natural fit for us. Who helps promote the trolley more than me?
Right. But you're over 40.
I'm going to file an age discrimination suit. And
what do you plan on getting out of that?
Well, I'm going to make my point, and then I'm going to start going to the bathroom any place I want. In the woods, the bushes, in my neighbor's yard.
Oh, great! More hate mail. Thanks.
That's when I'm going to have a discrimination suit against the city also for having dog parks, but not cat parks.
Yeah.
If you have a cat.
I thought you could take that cat to that dog park. Oh, yeah.
Wow, what a mess.
That'd like me. Hey, Mark, that'd like me and you going to our ex-wife's house for dinner. That would not be.
Well, we got a few cat houses around, but no cat parks.
Oh, wow. And then Ringling Brothers last week ended a 146-year run. No more lions, no more tigers, no more clowns. all because some woman. No, she didn't like the elephants, thinking they were treating them wrong.
And the clowns? They're not going to have
clowns.
clowns, too, because clowns have been...
Why do we bow to these people?
So creepy for a while?
This gal's out of Walton, New York. She drove for 4... Oh, this was a gal. It's a pastime that no longer anybody gets to enjoy anymore because of these do-gooders and politically. You're hurting the elephants. That's joy. I mean, 146 years. And what about... And then you had the circus also had, the big cats, the motorcycle stunts, clowns performing death-defying stunts, ice skaters, buckets of popcorn, contortionists, and I mean, it was just. Now it's all gone because of some. Barter Manor. Yeah, now they have to come for your fun. You have to come over to Barter Manor. Leave the elephant at home. That's going to be.
Contortionists.
Well, I better read last sponsor before I forget it. That Elmo got.
Picking good time, huh?
Finally, we found a route of this gas trolley, and I think he found it online. It starts at the band shell up by St. Catherine's Commons at 7th Avenue, goes down to Union Park, to Sheridan Road over by Lemon Street Gallery, and comes back
on 50th Street.
On 50th Street, and then comes over right past the boathouse, goes over to the History Center, and loops around down there by the water, by the harbor, in front of the, and then comes back over the bridge again, and goes over to the Transit Center, then loops back down around by the Civil War Museum, the Public Museum, Lakeside Towers, and actually does go all the way south in Kemper Center. My problem is, why don't you tell somebody this? Publish this in the newspaper, and why don't you tell somebody what time the thing stops at here and what times it starts?
And a sign of where to get on it. I haven't seen one of those, but maybe I'm just missing them.
Well, unless you can just flag this thing down. Let's suppose you're going from the band shell down south to Union Park. That's probably a quarter of a mile. But would you just flag this down and say, oh, you who I want to get on the dopey trolley? I mean, you don't call it a dopey trolley, but you know what I'm saying? But they've never published any signs where this is an official trolley stop.
See, now, if
So
K-Dog would have known that.
Those people.
Huh?
Those people could be called the word of the day.
Yeah. What, Mark?
If K-Dog would have had that information, he wouldn't have needed a ride down to...
yeah, he could have just waited because it would have gone right from the boathouse right past, and then...
For $1 instead of either us or Uber.
Yeah, it was this probably would have taken him pretty close to his house, too. If go down further south on... this goes on 3rd Avenue, but at any rate... Now, see, this is one of those things that we should be not discriminated because we are bringing up good points here on this goofy trolley thing. And we are pro-trolley, especially the gas. I mean, come on. And we made some good points about that. You got a couple minutes left if you want to call us with a big finish about what's happening in downtown. How in the world can you try to entice people, businesses to come downtown? Hey, here's where you're going to be. We're tearing all the trees out. 25 years they'll be back the way they were. And now they're going to put them in little pots.
Yeah. So they don't raise the sidewalks, heave the sidewalks.
Well, how big a tree can you grow in a pot? Good morning on Kenosha today.
Hey, good morning. I'm in Dale, Kenosha.
Yeah, Dale. What's new in Dale's world?
That
good, huh?
But no, I'm calling in for the secret word today.
Okay, did you hear all of the what did we call tips that we gave to Dennis?
Yeah, but that was a while ago. I forgot.
Dale, that was 3 minutes ago. Did you fall in a ditch? Just climbing out?
Oh, well, it is wet out here.
All right, what's your thinking?
Dopey.
Ooh, that's not it, but that was close.
That seems suggestive. So, yeah.
I'll give you one more shot.
One more shot.
Now remember, this is nothing against. This is nothing personal against Alderman Kennedy.
No, this is just the occupation.
Occupation this is a nickname for his occupation. And,
what does he drive?
And he's also a politician.
I give.
No, we're not telling you. You got to guess to us.
Come on.
It's an old term for the thing that he drives.
You don't know. You had a chance to shine and show everybody how smart you are, and I suppose you don't want to play Stump the Chumps either, because you probably, if you can't get this, you probably...
No, I can't get that either. I'm just in one of them...
funks.
Funks today.
Oh, my
Hey, what do you think of the...